Hello everyone, welcome to another session on informatics. So this is in fact my second session on informatics. In this particular session, we are going to discuss about the first topic that we see in module 3. As I've told you earlier, informatics paper is about understanding the crux of our discussion. Okay, so the third module is basically about software, and in that the first topic that we were discussing is in operating systems, of which the first idea that we discussed, it was Windows, and the second one was the free softwares. And in the free softwares we discussed about Linux. Okay, I hope I'm clear. And also we have seen like the differences between Windows and Linux also. Okay, so in this particular session, like it might go for 2 or 3 sessions, we will summarize the major points that you have to keep in our mind when we talk about operating systems. Okay, so the first idea, I'll start from where I have started. The first idea that we have to discuss in this context is the concept of Linux. It is a version of Unix that runs on a variety of hardware platforms, including x86 PCs, then Alpha, PowerPC, and IBM product line. It works with variety of hardware platforms. That's the first point that you have to remember. Then it is a version of Unix, another point that you have to remember. Then it is an open source software. That is the most important idea that we have to keep in our mind. Okay, so it is freely available. So 4 points about Linux. It is a version of Unix. Then it runs on a variety of hardware platforms, like IBM products, etc. Then thirdly, it is an open source software, and fourthly, it is freely available. Clear with that? Then the technical support is often provided by Red Hat software. You can keep that in mind. Then it is stable and has the capacity to host web servers. Okay, so that also, it has the capacity to hold web servers. Then IBM is supporting Linux for all its hardware platforms in order to have a common operating system for all product lines. So which particular group is supporting Linux? That is IBM. Okay, for all its hardware platforms, whenever this particular software is in need of a hardware, they go for IBM. But it runs with all types of hardwares, many various types of hardwares. I hope I'm clear. Okay, now next one, Linux. It came in the year 1990 by a Finnish computer science student, Linus Torvald. Okay, you have to remember the name. Turned Minix, a popular classroom teaching tool, into Linux. It was a classroom teaching tool and it was converted into Linux. Torvald created the kernel, and most of the supporting applications came from the GNU project and the FSF. All these terms, we will see later. FSF basically means, Free Software Foundation. So we'll discuss about what is a free software. The first formal definition of free software was published by FSF. Underline, keep that in mind. This can be asked for as a one-word question. FSF means basically Free Software Foundation, in February 1986. Okay, so that also you have to keep in your mind. The free software definition, written by Richard Stallman and published by FSF, defines free software as a matter of liberty, not price. When we are talking about free, means it is basically about freedom. Okay, and not like free of cost. Clear with that? So that is what we actually mean by free software. So the terms mean there is no license as such. In my previous discussion, I've told you. Okay, so the term free is used in the sense of free speech and not free food. Clear with that? So that is one thing that you can remember. Then the 4 freedoms of for those who receive a copy of this software. What are the 4 freedoms that are available freedom 0, which means the freedom to run the program for any purpose. You can run the program for any purpose. That is why we have seen that it is used in hacking. Clear with that. Second one, freedom. Freedom 1, where the freedom to study how the program works and to change it to make it to do what you wish, which means now we have seen in my previous lecture that the source codes are accessible. Clear with that. So you can make changes. So that's the second point. Then thirdly, freedom 2, which means the freedom to redistribute the copies so that you can help your neighbors. Okay, so you have got it, you can distribute it. There is no problem with that. Now, fourthly, which is called as freedom 3, the freedom to improve the program and release your improvements, means like a modified version to the public. Okay, so that the whole lot of people, they can get access to it. They can get access to the changes that you have made to it, which means what? You can use it freely. Clear with that, according to your whims, according to your interest. For example, I'll put an example from the literature side. I wrote a poem, okay, and I have placed it before the public, and I'm telling them, yes, I've written it, but if you feel like using it, you can use it. You can make any changes to it and you can use it. Clear with that. So people may post it as a status in WhatsApp, and as a status in Facebook or any other places without even acknowledging me. Clear with that. So that is more or less like because I just wanted to get the idea shared rather than giving acknowledge to me. Okay, so more or less it is in the same line when we talk about free software. Now, some examples of free software, so you have to remember them, at least one or two examples. Okay, Linux kernel, BSU and GNU Linux operating systems, and the GNU computer collection and C library. You don't have to get into the technical details, you just have to mug up one or two examples. That's it. Okay, so this is like the first part I wanted to discuss with you. Likewise, because I cannot go for a long video, that I'm making it very short. I'm trying to cut short the videos, but these series of videos that I'm going to discuss in this particular sequence, it will definitely help you for your exams. Okay, so with that I conclude the session. We'll be back in another video.